re-injure himself Saturday? Just tweak it? What was
He
that?
just tweaked it a little bit. We were going into the game very careful anyway. Wanted to get him out there early, see how he held up. He tweaked it a little bit. I liked the way Bucky was playing. Calvin was into the flow of it really well, so we elected just to set him down again and just give him an opportunity to get completely well. Didn't want to take any chances. He went out there and the first 4 or 5 plays felt really good. He just got stepped inside, planted, got kind of rolled a little bit, and just didn't want to take it. Just precautionary. Just wanted to get him back out of there.
In a goal line setting, it looked like you had Wang playing at the to a tight end or on the end of the line.
We did.
What were you doing there? And was that, if had Ryan been in, would he have been in that spot, or was that?
Yeah, more than likely. It was a play that took a little finesse, a little bit of experience in what you're asking them to do. They had to read that edge guy, had to set the edge blocking scheme, and based upon how the defense was going to defend it, he had to react accordingly. And David understood the play really well. Ryan understood the play really well. So we elected to go with Dave in that situation.
You expect to have Ryan full go Saturday?
We do. We expect him. He did more today than he has in the weeks past. Didn't go in team varsity, but all the team scout periods he went. It felt good. He made a couple nice plays out there today in pass skeleton and those type things. So he felt better today, much better than he has in the previous weeks on a Tuesday.
What's his? Is it an ankle? Because I know they listed ankle B first for Ryan.
It's strictly the ankle. It's strictly the ankle right now. So.
Him on Thursday and thought he showed it on Friday. And all you have to do is watch the kid cover kicks. I mean, he's an awesome kid. Just watch him on kickoff coverage when he's been out there on the punt team, the way that he covers punts. He's a guy, he's a competitor, he's a warrior. And I told him on Thursday, and I meant it, that our football team is better when he's on the field in whatever capacity it is. He's just that kind of guy that makes everyone around him better, in my opinion.
Can he just slide into that one series with Marshawn, one with Trey rotation? Is that how you kind of look at it?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. That's kind of he got quite a bit of work on Saturday, and that's kind of the way it is going into it. But like I was saying a minute ago, a lot of that will depend on, how's the game going, what do we have called. Like every week, there's certain, certain personnel or certain plays that we want, different guys in the game for. And he's a guy that can, do pretty much anything that we have called, where you have him feeling comfortable. So to sit here and say on Tuesday he and Marshawn are going to rotate every series, I don't know if you can say that, but if that's the way that things work out as we go, then certainly I got no problem with that.
It seemed like in the second half there's a clear line in the sand of what you guys did offensively. What was that halftime discussion about, and how did that kind of go?
It was intense. And we meet as a staff, as an offensive staff, before we meet with the players at halftime, just to try and figure out what the plan of attack is going to be in the second half. And I think we all as a staff made it pretty clear that we needed we're Virginia Tech, and we need to run the ball in the second half. And Western Michigan was loading the box, playing man coverage. They were going to put as many guys around the line of scrimmage as they could and play man coverage on the outside. And so from a run game standpoint, that worries you a little bit, because they're always going to have an extra guy there that you can't account for. And I just told Lefty, I don't give a dang if they have 8 guys, 9 guys, however many guys in the box. If we're Virginia Tech and these running backs are Virginia Tech running backs, we got to break a tackle. We got to make somebody miss, run through somebody, run around somebody, run over somebody, whatever. And I went in the locker room. I told the running backs that we're going to run the football in the second half. I told Lefty that I don't care how many guys are up around the line of scrimmage, make them miss and win those battles. And the conversation was real brief with them. It was, don't make me a liar. And they went out there and they performed, and, it was awesome to see. It looked like Virginia Tech football in the second half. By no means have we, arrived and we're all of a sudden the 85 Oklahoma Sooners or someone as far as running the football, but it was good to see us be able to line up and literally call the same play. I think we called like 2 running plays, I think, the whole second half. And just to call the same plays over again, and they know what's coming and not able to stop it. That was pretty cool to see, and now we have to continue to build on it. I think these guys last year held us to 46 yards rushing or something. So they kicked our butts last year physically, so we've got to be better.
Your dad mentioned expanded role for Sam. Sam. He does a lot of different things well. What would an expanded role for Sam be?
Well, he carried the ball on Saturday. We needed to do that because we knew that we had a tendency, if he was the only running back in the game, it was a heavy pass percentage. You know, we had run the ball with him in the game, but not a lot. So we knew we needed to break that tendency, and we did. Expanded role with him can mean anything. You know, he's a guy that I think literally you put him any position on offense except offensive line, and he'd be able to get in there and do okay. He could go. He was a high school quarterback. He's shown that he can throw the ball. He can catch the ball. He's good in pass protection. He had 6 yards on that carry the other day. So I think an expanded role for Sam means just continuing to, increase, all that stuff that I just mentioned.
Another local guy, Caleb, you guys mentioned him. I know he's gotten most of his time at the end or out in the slot as a receiver. What's his kind of status?
We're fortunate. He's getting better, and he showed I thought he showed some things on Saturday. He's another guy that does a nice job in pass protection. He's a guy that runs really good routes. If we're Sam and Joel are really, as far as our pass receivers go, the 2 tailbacks that we have, fullbacks that we have, that you could put out wide as a receiver, ask him to run any route in our offense, and they'd be pretty good at it. And you like Joel in that role, you like Sam in that role. The thing that I've talked to Joel about is just, break more tackles, make people miss. He'll have some good runs, but then one guy will bring him down. And it was good to see on Saturday him break some tackles and make some people miss. And he's been doing a really good job for us on kickoff coverage. He had a solo tackle on the kickoff team the other day. The first kickoff return that they fumbled, he should have picked it up and scored. He jumbled it around, and Andrew picked it up. But Joel's gotten better. We're fortunate that we've got a lot of good running backs at that position, but he's a guy that I have a lot of confidence in to do a lot of things.
Did you see a different physicality level from the offensive line in that second half? Was that as good as they blocked this year?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of those runs for those running backs were easy because we were getting so much movement up front, and guys we were pushing guys sideways, pushing guys 5 yards downfield, and that was awesome to see. And Stacy and I talked about it. We talked about it with Lefty that when we get that running game going, it gets those guys confidence, and we weren't doing a lot. Like I said, we were calling basically the same couple plays over and over and over again, so those guys get confidence in what we're running and what we're seeing from Western Michigan, and it was a good day overall, all the way around, and now we've just got to take another step and continue to build on that.
This is maybe you can't answer this, but after a week of preparation, how is there a disconnect like that in the first half over what you guys want to accomplish offensively? How does that happen?
You talking about as far as the first half, second half?
You came down at halftime, and it sounded. You said it was intense. You guys all thought you wanted to run the ball, but it seemed like that was sort of part of the rhetoric going.
Yeah, no, it was.
How does that happen? That disconnect, sort of.
I think you got to. We had some runs early in the first half where they had the box loaded. We had a run play called, and they got a free hitter there that we can't block, and he made the tackle. And that goes back to us as running backs. We got to be able to make that guy miss. If a team is going to load the box and play man-to-man coverage on the outside, you've got to be able to, you like those matchups with our receivers and tight ends that we have out there, and we won some of those. The 2 interceptions that Michael had, we had guys open. We just, one, the pressure got to him, and the other one, I guess he overthrew the guy in the end zone, I think is what it was. But, we had opportunities to make plays in the first half. But, in the second half, it was, at halftime, look, let's settle everybody down. We know we need to get this running game going. Let's run the football, and then you got to do what gives you. Like I said last week, you got to do what gives you the best chance to be successful. And that's probably a better question for Lefty as far as how he was calling the game in the first half and whatnot as well.
You guys obviously made some moves in game last Saturday. What was behind that?
I felt like the coaches felt that we needed to rotate more men in. More people have been competing well during the week, and make sure they can play. And Coach Searles is a big fan of you can play. He wants the best 5 on the field, so I'm sure he was testing out a bunch of people.
Do you think you guys have found a 5, or is that still very much in flux?
I believe we found a 5, and I believe that's a starting 5, but Coach Shields always tells us that each week we fight for a job. In our meetings rooms, we sit in by strings, and at any point you can move back a row or move forward a row depending on how you practice each week. He's just big on effort and showing that you're ready to play and you want your spot each week.
How often have you been bumped out of the front row?
Lately, good luck I haven't been bumped out lately, but I was moved around plenty during the spring and summer and camp.
So you're a tight end now? Is that?
Hey, if they want to throw the ball to me, I have the best hands on the team.
What is that like being in that role? I mean, I think I only saw you guys line up once the other day, but is that weird being out there, or are you kind of used to it at all?
I'm used to it. I see it as another spot on the line, and it shows that they have confidence in the way I block, and I appreciate the vote of confidence by the coaches. And at any point they want to throw me a pass, I'm always ready.
You lobby for that in practice?
Oh yeah, definitely. I always tell the quarterbacks I have the best hands on the team.
What is that like moving around? I mean, you play left guard, you play center, you move over to the outside like that. Is that difficult to do in game and kind of adjust?
Back when I was younger, it was. I've been part of this offense, this specific staff's offense for a second year now, and I like to think that I know every position, even the tackles as well, and it's important. We get tested each week on every positions, every assignment for each play, and to me, it's more like a seamless, just changing a stance or just moving the steps from left to right. Right now, it's pretty seamless for me.
Was there like a discussion at halftime the other day? It seems like things really kind of turned at that point, and all of a sudden you guys were just running it straight ahead in the second half.
Yeah, the coaches adjusted very well, and as the offensive line, we needed to play better. We came out slow, and we all knew it. And people like Lawrence Gibson, he gave us a great speech during halftime, and it got us real fired up to come out of the half and just run the ball as hard as we could and just move the line of scrimmage as hard as we could up the field.
Now Lawrence might be the quietest guy that we've ever seen in the interview. What did he say at halftime?
Honestly, I can't remember, man. It was heat of the moment. Everybody was getting fired up for what he was saying. He was speaking really loudly, and he is quiet, and so when he speaks up, it really means something, and it shows that he really cares about the team, and he really cares about us doing well. And when he speaks up, we all listen. Everybody had their eyes on him, and it really pumped everybody up.
It sounds like it wasn't too complicated what you guys were doing. I mean, Shane said this one or two running plays that you were just running over and over. Does that simplification make things easier? It's like we're going to do these two things well and do them over and over.
Yeah. Once we get into a set rhythm with something, we know what we're doing and we're comfortable. We fire off the ball. We run full speed. We should do that in every situation. But some plays against some opponents just seem to fit well, and those plays just seem to work on Saturday, and so the coach just stuck with it.
Said anything to you about your role possibly expanding now that Shy's out?
No, everybody just going out there practicing hard and just doing their job, and he had the last say in that. I know he felt pretty comfortable with all of the backs, so he's all on whatever.
You've gotten in there some more the last couple of weeks, even against Georgia Tech in the 2-minute situation. Do you feel comfortable in that role where it's like a passing situation where you kind of use your receiving skills?
I feel comfortable pretty much with the entire offense, so whether it's passing or rushing, I'm comfortable with them all.
Do you look at this, with Shy going down, as another opportunity for you to kind of get back into that rotation?
Yeah, well, everybody is praying for Shy and that he recovers and gets back healthy fast. But yeah, it is an opportunity for guys to just step up and keep this thing going and
year and now Shy's hurt. Did you have anything special to say to him, like from your own point of view, from going through not really the same thing last year with a different injury, but kind of the same thing?
Yeah, I just told him just keep his head up. He's been through it before. In high school, he had a similar injury, and just keep your head up. You know it's going to be a long process. You know what to expect, and it's just a process of being patient. Just do what the trainers say. Just do your rehab every day, and just be patient, and your time will come.
What's this week like for you, knowing your role is probably going to increase here? Obviously you're not excited that Shy's hurt, but how excited are you that you're going to be able to maybe take the next step in your recovery here?
I feel like every week since the season started, we've really been out there. We've really been working in practice, so I don't feel like too much is going to change. I feel like us as a team, we created better work and practice ethic this year, and I just think we're just going to continue that. We're definitely going to continue to pray for Shy and keep him in our prayers and lift him up. But, you know, we're still going to go out there and play hard. And like I said, our work ethics are not going to change. We're going to go out there and play hard.
Shane said that you went to his office and kind of sat down with him and were like, listen, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. How'd that go, and why did you decide to do that? Do you feel a need to do that?
I think it went pretty well. And, yeah, I mean, at the beginning when the whole thing started, when the whole season started, coaches basically sat me down and they had a meeting with me. So I felt out of respect for them that I should do the same thing, you know, when I felt I was ready. So, you know, I just went in there, I told them, I said, Coach, I think I'm ready now. I'm feeling better, feeling my old self, and I'm ready to go.
You're a relentlessly positive guy, it seems like. How did you convince him that it wasn't just you trying to be very positive about your situation, that you truly were ready for more?
I think he saw it, you know, just through practice and me having bursts of speed and making cuts in practice and things like that, and just the tempo and the speed I've been having lately. I think he saw it, and it was just a matter of time of me just opening up and telling him that I'm ready.
Did that play where you got to the sideline on Saturday and kind of got free for a few yards, did that kind of prove it to people that, yeah, this is
I hope so. I hope it did. I hope it did. Like I said, I'm ready, and now it's just, like I said, I was just waiting for my name to get called, and you know, all I could do is just go out each day and practice and just go hard and just show the coaches that I'm ready to get back out there and I'm ready to help my team. So, like I said, I definitely hope that play helped.
Are you surprised it's taken this long, or did you maybe think it would?
You know, it's kind of hard when talking about injuries because they have a set date, but then again they don't. You know, so many things can alter, so many things can change. Some's longer than others, and you know, I just really didn't know what to expect. You know, I knew it was going to be a long process. So I mean, I definitely was patient. I had a lot of people for a support system, so I definitely wasn't doing it by myself, and it was a long process, but I'm glad it's over.
When they tell you, like in the summer, like, you're cleared to go full, in your mind it's like, okay, I'm back, but you're not really. Is it tough to kind of reconcile those two things?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think them clearing you was just a go for you to get back out there and try to do things that you were used to doing. You know, before they gave me the green light, I really couldn't do any type of running. So when they cleared me, it was just basically learning how to run all over again. You know, so I had to start from baby steps, and here I am now, however many months later.
How much did they bring up last year's UNC game? It's obviously a game where you guys didn't run the ball very well at all against them.
I mean, they bring it up, but then again, this is a new year, so you want to try to focus on the new things, and the new things UNC have been doing this year, the new things we've been doing this year. So we definitely want to run the ball better than we did last year, and I think we will.
What are you expecting in terms of what your role will be? Because you only had 3 carries last game, and now there's a sort of a big hole there. Do you think you can be a guy who can take every other series?
I definitely think that, you know, but I feel like the coaches are going to do whatever they think is best for the team, and us as players, we just got to respect them. We just got to go out there and play hard. But I definitely think I can, and I'm definitely able to. And health-wise, I definitely think I'm able to.
Will it be a different feeling, though? I mean, you haven't had a whole series or something to do that. Are you at all worried about just what you're going to feel like coming off after that?
Oh, nah, I'm not worried because it's what I did last year, you know. Like I said, I'm getting back to my old self, and it's just basically just going out there and just having fun and playing the game I love.
Do you have a favorite Sam Rogers story?
Favorite Sam Rogers story? I don't know about a favorite. Sam Rogers is a very funny guy. He's a relentless guy. So, I mean, I don't think I have a particular story. It's just he does a lot of motivational stuff every day. So it's hard to pinpoint something specific.
Nothing where you just looked at the guy and said, what is this dude made of? Like, he just never stops. I mean, is there, like, early in the morning, like, you just got there?
Every day. Every day, just how you can go in there for almost every play and just, you know, just leave it all out on the field. It's a guy that goes 110% every single play. He's in almost every single play, and it's like he doesn't get tired, you know? And I mean, it's just like, how do you do it? Like, you know? And he's always there when coaches call on his name, and he always produces. So, you know, it's definitely great to have a guy like that on your team.
He doesn't get a lot of carries, obviously, as a fullback. Does it hype the rest of you guys up when he gets one?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I love to see him running the ball because he can do it, you know? He definitely did it in high school, and he could do it at this level, too. So it definitely gets us excited on the sideline.
Did you know about him in high school at all? No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You heard about him?
Yeah, I did.
Was there, like, I mean, guy didn't get a scholarship offer. Was there kind of was there a little legend factor behind him even in high school a little bit?
Oh, he was definitely well known throughout the state. I don't know how or why he didn't get a scholarship, but he was definitely well known throughout the state and well respected.
Yeah.
Before these
Joel Caleb thought it may have come out of a movie. Any idea what?
I think I'd stepped away from the room when Lawrence gave his speech. I'm glad to see Lawrence, as a fifth-year senior, showing some leadership. And, you know, as coaches, you can rant and rave and holler and scream. But it's got to come from the players, and when they decide to get it done, that's when it'll get done.
Second half, you guys sort of simplified things, and it looked like, and kind of just ran it. What was the change, and for the offensive line, why were you executing so much better, or seemed to be, in the second half?
We did simplify. They were giving us some issues with some things they were doing in some of the man schemes. We went to more zone scheme, and our backs ran extremely hard. We were getting our hat on the right hats and covering people up and letting the back make them, make his runs.
You did some movement there, changing centers, changing up the lineup a little in the second half. Was that to get guys experience, or were you not happy with what you were getting?
No, going into it, I wanted to get David Wang back in there at center some. I wanted to get Wyatt Teller some more playing time, and he did. I think he played about 40 snaps. So that was one of the moves we wanted to do.
Wyatt, can you tell us about his progression, and is he consistent enough now to be a factor for you guys?
He's got to be a factor for us. He played, like I said, he played 40-some snaps, graded out well, did a good job for us for the most part.
It sounds like the coaches kind of met there at halftime. I'm just kind of curious, what's that discussion like after you have a first half where it seems like some of the same problems were popping up that had the first couple games?
You know, I don't know that any of us were happy with the way we executed in the first half, and we certainly aren't happy with the turnovers. We weren't happy with not moving the ball, running the ball, and we knew we needed to pick it up. We need to give our guys the best chance to be successful in the second half.
In terms of just the offensive line as a whole this year, how would you say they're progressing? Obviously, by production-wise, it seemed like that game was their best game, but are they progressing at the way you wanted them to?
You know, not really. And regardless of what we do, I'll say the same thing. We always want to get better. But we were looking for consistency. And, you know, you rush for 300 that game, but under 100 the game before or 2 games before. It's too up and down. We want to be consistent, and we want to be able to control the game at the line of scrimmage by running the ball and protecting the quarterback.
Will this be the sort of thing going forward where you settle on a 5 that you're going to go with, or will it be like last game where you could mix and match?
We've only played 5 or 6 kids all year, and what happened at the end of the game in the fourth quarter, I got to play a 7th guy, and then I got to play all the young guys. And what's good is when you get out there and get the game where you want it to be. You get some young guys in there that really want to try to impress you, and they play extremely hard. And that way you have Joel Caleb breaking a long run because everybody's busting their tail, and they're fresh, and they're probably playing to get some guys that have been in there the whole game.
How much of an effect does it have to run the ball that well in the second half? And it seemed like they were kind of worn down, the defense that was by the end.
Well, if you can keep those D linemen out there on the field and continue to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball, they're going to get tired, and that's what we want to do. We always want to win. We want to win the game first. We want to wear everybody out for those first 3 quarters, and then you win the fourth quarter. You own the fourth quarter because of the way you play those first 3 quarters.